Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, and welcome back to VTV. Welcome, I'm Jua. See ya.
And I'm Daniel. Stay tuned for history of horror films and some Halloween trivia.
Horror films have been a staple of Halloween for years. Let's see how they've evolved over time.
The horror genre is one of the most popular genres in all of cinema and boasts an incredible collection of films. But the movies we have in the modern age are in no way similar to the ones that created the genre. Today, we're going to take a look at the history of horror films.
Here's Johnny!
The genre dates back to before cinemas were even around. In 1896, French filmmaker Georges Méliès directed The House of the Devil, a 3-minute short film that showed horror imagery but had no story. This is considered the first horror film ever created, yet all physical copies of it have been destroyed. Jumping forward to the 1930s saw the release of Dracula, an iconic film that changed horror from a term to a genre. By the mid-1940s, horror was one of the biggest genres of film, with monster movies giving us classics such as Frankenstein, King Kong, and The Invisible Man. The movie Cat People in 1942 established the first ever jump scare in a movie. This became a popular technique for scaring the audience and is commonly used to this day. The 1960s, specifically 1960. This year brought along Psycho, directed by Alfred Hitchcock. Hitchcock's classic story about a crazed motel owner changed the way horror stories were told, influencing new films to focus on character and dive into the psyche of antagonists. Psycho is seen as the creator of the slasher film subgenre, which didn't become widely popular until the 1970s. This was arguably the greatest period of time for the genre. The Exorcist, which is often considered as one of the scariest films of all time, was so disturbing to audiences that it caused many viewers to faint or vomit while watching.
I have a friend in there alone, and I don't want to leave her in there alone.
The spectacle of the movie caused it to be a huge hit, which led to horror films making a comeback in Hollywood. The industry was beginning to take the horror genre seriously, with studios making big productions such as Jaws, Alien, and Carrie. But in 1978, the genre completely changed with the release of one film. Halloween. John Carpenter's story of Michael Myers, a serial killer on the loose, was an independent production filmed in just 20 days made off a budget of $300,000. The result? $70 million at the box office and a craving for this new type of horror. Halloween's success jump-started slasher films, which carried over into the 80s with the franchising of the horror genre. The start of the decade brought Friday the 13th, which was a massive hit due to its similarity to Halloween. Other horror movies were quickly made into franchises, with A Nightmare on Elm Street, Child's Play, and Hellraiser not even having time to become classics before several sequels of each were made. Even Halloween, which was an original production, was milked to death with sequels and reboots being made, and there are now 13 Halloween films total. The franchising of all these horror properties contributed to the genre once again dying out. Although the franchising of horror in Hollywood has only gotten worse with time, the 1990s and 21st century have curated many classics such as Scream, Saw, The Ring, and Silence of the Lambs. The Blair Witch Project was also an innovative take on horror storytelling, introducing the found footage subgenre. Although many people believe we're long past the golden age of horror movies, there seems to have been a bit of a resurgence in recent years. Production companies such as A24 and Blumhouse have pushed out several new original horror films, and directors such as Jordan Peele, Ari Aster, and Robert Eggers have pushed the genre in new experimental ways. This has been the history of horror films. Let's take it back to the studio.
Get ready for some Midnight Madness on Thursday, November 2nd at 6 p.m. Come out and support the Valencia's men and women's basketball. There will be in and out to eat, but tickets are limited. Don't miss out.
The Valencia Robotics Club is hosting a LEGO robotics competition on November 5th. There will be pizza and bagels, and volunteers can earn service hours. Help out and give back to the community.
How old does VHS know its Halloween trivia? Let's find out.
Today we're going to play Trick or Treat Trivia.
There are 3 questions with 3 rewards. As you progress, the questions will get harder, but the rewards will increase.
Get one wrong and you'll have to get an item from the trick box.
First question, how many movies are in the Scream franchise? A, 6, B, 5, or C, 7?
Can I call a friend?
Can he? Okay, sure. All right.
Tyler, how many movies in the Scream franchise?
B5?
Final answer, locked in your vote?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
That's not correct.
I don't know. Go on.
Which farm?
It was great. That's really nice.
It's a little sour.
Oh, but
First question is, in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
what?
Leatherface is known for wearing a mask made out of what material? A, human skin, B, leather, or C, paper mache?
A?
Correct! You get one piece of candy so far. From what movie did the famous line, "Here's Johnny," come from? A, Dr. Sleep, B, The Shining, or C, Scream?
The Shining.
Correct!
Here's Johnny.
Who was the killer in Friday the 13th?
Hello. Which one?
In the first movie, who was the killer?
Oh, the mom of Jason Voorhees.
Correct! You get all 3 candies.
Oh, yes! Thank you.
Nice job.
What was the first movie to feature someone getting eaten by a shark? A, 47 Meters Down, B, Jaws, C, Deep Blue Sea.
I only know Jaws. I'm going to take a whim, 47 Meters Down.
It was Jaws.
Can I take 2? Yeah. Should I do both? I'm doing both. Oh.
I hate trivia. It takes me back to my days of fighting the Riddler.
I have a confession, Batman. I'm in love with Catwoman.
Wow.
The Valencia swim team is hosting a fundraiser at Chronic Tacos on November 8th. 20% off all sales will go to the swim team. Don't forget to go out and support the team.
Before we end the show for you, we have a couple of reminders.
The shoe drive for the girls basketball team is still ongoing. Donate lightly used or new shoes to Coach Jared's room in 620.
Reminder that college applications help is being given every Tuesday at 3 to 4 p.m. in the library.
That's all the news we have for you today.
Stay tuned for the next episode of VTV Live.
Bye,
Vikings.